Hey, welcome back to the Cash PT Lunch Hour podcast. I'm your host, Aaron LeBauer, and today I'm going to teach you about building a personal brand as a physical therapist. Okay, I'm going to teach you, you're going to learn how to build yourself as a personal brand, because really that's the thing that's going to free you up. Okay, this is for you if you are a cash practice owner, you're an employee, you own an in-network business, you own multiple locations, you have multiple employees, or maybe you're not even a physical therapist and you just want to help a lot of people make some money and have some great experiences. Building a personal brand is something you really need to do. It just is. And I'm going to preface this by saying if you're in my Platinum Mastermind and we've built out a game plan for you, and it's not about building a personal brand right now, and you've got some other things to do like hire an employee or get more patients come in and work on some of our strategies for marketing, keep focusing on that. Don't let this be another shiny object. But a lot of you are going to be like, I really want to do that, and it's okay. Just let me know. I said, don't say I told you so or whatever. I'm going to give you some really cool things to do. And these things don't need to be a top focus for anyone, but one of them will be a top focus for you because it is going to be the lever that moves the needle or whatever that analogy is. Okay, you guys catching my drift? So how to build your personal brand as a physical therapist. So I've been doing that for a while. There's a mistake I made early on. And I'm going to tell you about my mistake in a second. So you're just going to have to wait. Okay. But what is a personal brand? What is it? It's about you. It's Aaron LeBauer, not LeBauer Consulting. It's not LeBauer Physical Therapy. It's Aaron LeBauer, the brand. So Aaron LeBauer, the brand. There's an aaronlebauer.com website. I actually don't have my clinic linked on there. I probably should based on what I've learned over the years, but the website's not broken. But really, like Aaron LeBauer website should have a place that says, hey, you're looking for help. Or you live in Greensboro and you're looking for help with your back, click here to see our clinic. I probably need something like that. But the personal brand is really the top level. So below the personal brand are the two businesses that I own, LeBauer Consulting and LeBauer Physical Therapy. If I'm, and when I become like an equity investor in something else that I want to promote, it'll be a part of that, or I'm a equity advisor. I'm an advisor and I have equity. Like that other brand, that will be a sub-brand. So what is the personal brand? It's about you, silly, right? It's about you. And for many of you, you have a hard time making it about you because you don't want to feel like you're showing off. You don't want to feel like you're more important than the next person, or that, you just don't feel like you're worth it, you're valuable, etc. And those are all mindset beliefs. It took me a long time to realize that people really want to pay me money for physical therapy. People really pay me money to help them build a business. I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Like, why would someone want to do that? And what that's called is imposter syndrome. It's like, why would someone want to do this? Well, what it is the other person's finding the information valuable. They're finding a shortcut. It's saving them a ton of time. So you got to get over that part, and you got to get out there and understand that as much as you may fear being ridiculed, being told your ideas are stupid, being proven wrong, because it's easy for me to get into a conversation online about treatment strategies and have some, I'm going to call them gunners, come in and quote all this research and be like, you're wrong, I'm right, and you're wrong, and I'm right, and you're wrong, and you're just wrong. And internet gang up on you. And I'm like, I don't want to be involved in that. That's one of the reasons I don't teach a lot of clinical stuff online, because I know I can help people, and teaching clinical stuff just gets you stuck in like a wedge. And I don't want to do that. You want to learn my clinical stuff. I just did a video on it right before this one. But because people are bullies and assholes, especially when it comes online, and so people are like, I don't want to do that. But here's the one thing I do know is that as soon as you find an internet bully, as soon as you find internet troll, someone hates on you, sends you messages, DMs, about how much that, like saying things like, well, I started a cash practice before you even made it your thing. I'm like, like, when was that? Because I've been doing that since 1999. In 99, I was charging $85 for massage therapy. And many of you were making $35 an hour, or you were in high school. Okay, I started my cash practice in 2008. January 2009. So I worked on I graduated in 2008, started in January, February 2009. I was charging $95 an hour then. I didn't have a business coach, and I was still making more money than you were then. And this is true. When did I start making it my thing? I made it my thing when I started helping people who asked me for help. I didn't make it my thing. People asked me for help, and I offered it. I didn't hold it back. There were so many people that asked for help, and they're like, no, it's against my own interest to help you. Great. So it's about you. It's about helping that other person. Can you help one person? If you can help one person with a YouTube video, it's your obligation as a knowledgeable expert to make the goddamn video. And don't worry about what you look like, and stop worrying about yourself and stop making it about you. Because a personal brand is about you, but it's not. It's about the other people that you're helping. It's just got your name all over it. Is that making sense? So why would you do that? Why would you build a personal brand? Well, you're your own best asset. You're your own best asset. You should spend money on yourself and not on things. You should spend money on your career, your education, the people you're around, the coaching, etc. Not on cars, not on the latest, BMW or Tesla or whatever, just to drive it around and have a status symbol. Okay, you're your own best asset, so invest in you. But you are also the person that no one can copy. No matter how hard they try, they can't copy the Cash PT blueprint. No matter how hard they try, they can't copy the Cash PT checklist. They can't copy the things I've created. I mean, you can certainly do it. You can build a web page that looks just like my sales page, has a very similar name and very similar modules, and then get called out for it and change it. You can do those things. You can come in and be like, oh, I didn't even know, blah, blah, blah. You can do all those things. And this is what all the haters do in the competition. You can do all these things, but people can't take your name from you, right? They can't. And so this goes into the mistake I made, and I'll explain it in a minute. People can't take your name from you. They can't take your identity. I mean, maybe nowadays they can't. They can do like identity theft. But the personal brand is about you and your mission and the people you help. And how you deliver the result and transformation are the businesses and services that you offer. Just like, someone can get help with their back pain through surgery, physical therapy, Advil, Tylenol, acupuncture, a witch doctor, herbs. What's it called? Apipuncture, where you take bees and whatever. You can put Listerine on your back and that'll help. So you're your own best asset. So then number 2, why build a personal brand? As you grow, you'll have multiple streams of income. You really need multiple streams of income, a primary stream of income, but others. And you'll have other sub things that you're doing. Like I've got a coaching business and I've got a clinic, and we've gone through it. There's a whole podcast on all my streams of income, and they change and they morph. I've got affiliate relationships. I get income from multiple places. So you want to be able to it's going to allow you to move quickly. If it's Aaron LeBauer and everyone comes to see Aaron LeBauer's, Instagram, website, YouTube, it doesn't matter if I'm doing physical therapy one day and selling, snake oil the next. I can just start talking about it. For instance, my coach Bedros had a podcast. It's called the Empire Podcast, and he recently changed it to the Bedros Keuilian Show. But he didn't start a brand new podcast. He just rebranded the podcast because that was his thing. He's changed. He's morphed from doing Empire Mastermind and podcast to he's doing more personal coaching. Because of COVID, the mastermind, was really tougher to fill, and everyone had. You can't get 25, 50, 100 people in a room. So doing different things, and it allows you to move quickly. So now that it's the Bedros Keuilian Show, he can talk about whatever he wants on there. He doesn't just have to talk about business. So he's talking about things like how to level up your life, your mission as a person, as a man, all those things. I mean, a lot of things like that. Okay. Your personal brand gives you leverage to sell products, services, and courses specifically online. Okay. Like you can go to something institute online, but why do people want to do business with an institute? Well, is the institute fun? Well, the institute has to have a reputation. But if you are you online and it's Aaron LeBauer, I generally think people want to do business with me because, they resonate with me. You find something in common from the stories I tell. Maybe, you don't even know I have red hair. Or maybe you like my beard now, and when I didn't have a beard, you're like, no, I didn't like that guy. I don't take him seriously. I don't know. Maybe someone told me the other day I'm charismatic. And I was like, really? Okay, so maybe it's that. I mean, we like doing business with people that we like, right? Who provide us value up front. And your personal brand allows you to do that. Well, I say it's the number one reason that I have what I have. No, but it's certainly helpful. I think the number one reason I have what I have is because I'm willing to do the work when everyone else isn't. But the fourth reason you should build a personal brand is it helps you transcend just being a physical therapist, and it's going to allow you to help even more people, another million people, etc. It's going to allow you to help even more people because it's your personal brand. It's your story, which is unique. What's unique about physical therapy? Okay, so here's the mistake I made. So the mistake, so the first part's not the mistake, but when I first started, so I think it was like 2011, I was like, I've been answering all these questions on forums and stuff, 2011, 2012, I was like, I need to start a blog. So I can just put the answers on there and share the blog posts with people because I've already written this out in email a dozen times. So I started a blog and I titled it, I called it, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say it, but whatever. I titled it yourcashpractice.com, and I put it out there. I was like, sweet, it's not good. Immediately, I got an invitation. I shared it on Twitter probably and some forums. I got an invitation to speak at the Florida Private Practice Section meeting, and I got a cease and desist. And I was like, dude, the cease and desist was because of a trademark violation. I'm like, really? I was like, couldn't you just contact me and be like, yo, bro, I have the trademark for this. I need you to change the URL name. I'm like, oh, I didn't really realize that. I was just, speed is everything. My bad. I got a cease and desist. So that really threw me for a loop. And I tried to take it to him as much as possible and make it as difficult as possible because whatever. But what was I going to do? I was like, I need to change the name of my blog, And around that time, I had done some paid consulting. I started doing paid consulting. And I was like, okay, well, no one can take my name from me. So I called it LeBauer Consulting, LeBauerConsulting.com. And you're probably familiar with the website. It's my website for my coaching services. I was like, no one can take that from me. And I did that and it was good. And, I enrolled, hundreds of people in the Cash PT Blueprint, but I wasn't sending them to the LeBauerConsulting.com website. I want you to know that. They were going to the CashPTBlueprint.com website. So just because you have a website, don't send sales traffic to your regular website. You need to send it to a landing page or a purpose-built sales page. But really, as we grew, and I took a course with Lewis Howes in 2014, maybe. I took a course with Lewis Howes. I did one of my biggest webinars as part of one of his first challenge. And he does this, like in Legacy, it was like a $2,000 weekend challenge. Can you, in the first week, can you make your money back for the course, right? And I made $18,000 that weekend, which is dope. Right. And I've modeled that. And, I know like when I get people in our Platinum Mastermind, I don't do the challenge in there, but I did it in Patience and Profits on Demand. And I did it in Income Impact Academy, where it's like, okay, the first week, this is your challenge, is to make your money back. And in our Platinum Mastermind, I don't make it a game or challenge because I enroll people when they need it. But the first things I give you are ways to pay for Mastermind or strategies to pay for Mastermind. So after that week, we did a personal branding week, and I started studying with Lewis Howes, and I was just like, oh, I need an AaronLeBauer.com website. Because it needs to be it needs to be Aaron LeBauer, and then, selling the Cash PT Blueprint and LeBauer Consulting as a sub brand. So I built the AaronLeBauer.com website. The mistake I made was not immediately just taking AaronLeBauer.com and at Aaron LeBauer on Instagram and Twitter, etc. So that was my mistake. So when you build your next website, just put your full name in there. And if your name is John Smith, or Jennifer Jones, you just put the JenniferJonesDPT.com. If you have a common name and the URL is not available, just put BradPittDPT.com. Something like that. And get it. And just go to Namecheap right now. Even if you don't want to do anything, just go to pause this, go to Namecheap. I don't even have an affiliate link for Namecheap to give you. Just go there, buy the URL.com with your name, AaronLeBauer.com. Buy it. Hold on to it. You pay for it for 10 years. Go to Honey app and get a discount code so you get the first year for like a penny. Okay, that was my number one mistake, was not immediately pivoting to AaronLeBauer.com. But you know what? I didn't have a business coach to ask for help. Had I, been my own business coach right now, I'd be like, yeah, get an AaronLeBauer.com website and do that. Like my clients who are like, Aaron, this just happened to me. I'm like, oh, do this. Boom, done. Problem solved. It took me 3.5 months to figure out that whole initial issue and change to LeBauerConsulting.com. And it took me another 2.5, maybe 3 years. But once I even took the course with Lewis, it took me a year to build out that website. And even right now, people are like, well, what's the difference between the two? Well, there's not much. I mean, I could probably drop the LeBauer Consulting one, although that's where my blog posts and podcasts and all that stuff are. So I'm not going to get rid of it. But I'll put more effort over time into the Aaron LeBauer one. But it's just there. You can go check them out. It's just there. It points back to the consulting page, and it's a hub for what I'm doing in the future. And when I'm on a podcast, it's easy for me to say, hey, go to, follow me on Instagram at Aaron LeBauer, and go to my website, AaronLeBauer.com. And then from there, people can get all the different things. Does that make sense? So here's 9 ways to get started building a personal brand. And what I want you to do is you're going to listen to all 9 of them, and you're not going to do all 9 right now. You're going to pick one. Let me see if I can put them in order. Let me just reorder these real quick so I can do something for you that's going to help you take it from like the easiest or quickest. Let's see. Easiest and quickest to do this. Okay. I need to put these down here. And there we go. All right. These are in order of easiest to hardest. Okay. Actually, this one needs to go right there. Something like that. Okay. Number 1, the easiest thing to do, your social media username. Make them all the same. At Aaron LeBauer on Twitter, Instagram. Even my business Facebook page is facebook.com/Aaron LeBauer. YouTube is youtube.com/Aaron LeBauer. LinkedIn/Aaron LeBauer. AaronLeBauer.com at Aaron LeBauer. Social media username should be consistent across all platforms. If you have to change it, because it's LeBauer PT right now. So my Twitter was LeBauer PT, was at LeBauer PT, because when I first signed up for Twitter, I didn't have a consulting business. But after a while, I wasn't operating on Twitter as Aaron, the cash practice owner. I was operating as Aaron, the business coach. And so I just went in and changed it to at Aaron LeBauer. No one noticed, but I was worried it was going to break something. But also at the time, I wasn't heavily using Twitter. But I did the same with Instagram. So Instagram is at Aaron LeBauer. I can't remember what it said before, but I updated that. And so the best time to change your social media username was yesterday. The next best time is right now. So you can do that. People will figure it out. And the search and suggestions for tagging people is much better now than it was a few years ago. So social media username, it should be consistent across the board. So if someone already has Aaron LeBauer on Twitter, but they don't have it on Instagram, get Aaron LeBauer DPT at Aaron LeBauer DPT on everything. or at Aaron LeBauer PT, or draaronlebauer.com, or, something like that. The real Aaron LeBauer, the real John Smith, the real Jennifer Jones. Okay. Number 2, I already mentioned it. Go buy a URL with your name. It's not going to prove anything to anyone else, but it's going to be there when you're ready to build a website. But it's a quickie, and it's going to cost you maybe $10. So there's an actionable step I can give you right now. Would be those two. The least, maybe the easiest, quickest thing would be to just go buy the URL. The next one would be deal with your social media username. Third, let's see. I think the third thing is going to be this one, is create valuable and shareable content. So what is valuable? Valuable is content that helps give people a result right away. It's not always about the how, it's about the aha. It's, oh, there's my problem. Oh, he just put into words what I've been thinking. Like, that's meaningful to me. Like, that's helpful. Maybe it is here's 5 ways to do it. How? Like I'm giving you some hows, like how to do it, but I'm not giving you the walkthrough of how to buy the URL. I mean, I did tell you how to update your social media name, but I didn't show you what buttons to push, right? You want the walkthrough. I don't even have it, but someone could walk you through it and hold your hand. So that's valuable content, is going to give you the what, the why, and sometimes the how. Like, I can't give you exactly how to hire an employee and how to talk to them and how to negotiate with them on, like, purpose driven for you through like some social media posts. I can give you some pretty good generic advice, and you can take from that and synthesize it and learn it and figure it out. Or you could come work with me in a coaching program, and we can, like, brainstorm ideas together and come up with a really good plan, purpose built for you. Okay. So there's 2 levels of value, or multiple levels of value. And then shareable. What do people in your audience want to share? Right? What would they share with their audience? So, like, for me, Aaron LeBauer, the business coach, if I want a lot of my coaching clients who are PT business owners to share content, it'd probably be better if I made content on how to fix your back pain in 3 easy steps, and then maybe they'd share it with their followers. So I have a video on how to use an inflatable ball for myofascial release, and it's on the LeBauer PT YouTube page, but it's got like 200,000 views or something like that. People have embedded in their websites and shared it, etc. Does that build my personal brand? It's building the LeBauer PT brand, but Aaron LeBauer's on there, and I could redirect, in the description. But that's the kind of thing that's shareable content. I create content that people share all the time because they're sharing it with, about maybe why you should choose a cash practice versus an in-network practice. Like, I could make some content like that. It's not generally my marketing strategy to tell my patients why they should choose us versus someone else. So I don't make a lot of that content, but I could, and you'd probably share it. But you see, you getting the idea? I should create shareable content. Number 4, you got your URL. I'm going to say probably the next easiest is going to be, let's just go like this. Next easiest is probably be a YouTube channel, right? A YouTube channel is probably going to be the next easiest. We all know what YouTube is. It's a big search engine. It's the number 2 search engine in the world. My clinical page, my clinic LeBauer PT YouTube page, has over 1 million views. The Aaron LeBauer, business coach helping physical therapists with a cash practice has, maybe 1,000 subscribers and, I don't know, a couple 100,000, like 100,000 views on all the videos. So it's not a lot, but there's not a lot of people doing it, asking the questions that I'm answering on YouTube, like there are like back pain, knee pain, etc. So, it's a good place for me to do it, but it wasn't like it's not a top priority for my coaching business, but the videos there are going to last forever, and they're searchable. And it's a great place to go. So for instance, Brandon Smith, who's one of our Platinum Mastermind members, and Brandon made 40K in 1 week in his online course. I've helped him build a 20K in monthly recurring revenue in the last year. In his program, he just published a book. So shout out to Brandon. That book will be coming out soon, and I'll let you guys know about it. But Brandon built his email list and leads and marketing primarily through YouTube and then a Facebook group. So YouTube's a great place to start creating content. really better than Instagram, I think. Instagram, where you can get some engagement, that's the one before, is create valuable and shareable content. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, wherever. YouTube, you can repurpose the content for social media, but it's going to stay there a lot longer and get a lot of views over time. Okay, YouTube channel. Blog. Blogs are a little older, but I think of a blog today as more about searchable internet content. You ask Google a question, your blog should show up. So you should make blog posts for the top 5 problems you solve, or top 5 questions, or top 5 objections, or 5 problems, 5 questions, 5 objections. You got 15 blog posts. Write it out. Jess Jenny is one of our Platinum Mastermind members, and she does a ton of traffic through her blogs for travel therapy, Wanderlust PTs. And I don't think she has very many blog posts, but she's really got 10 of them, maybe 10 of them, that do most of the heavy lifting. And she'll just email links back out to them, to people, multiple times during the year, to her email list. Hey, did you see this number 1 question, top 10 questions about travel therapy, and send people to her blog. It gets a lot of traffic. And then Google sees it as search and ranks her higher, and they send more people there. Brilliant strategy. Okay. Podcast. You can start a podcast. A podcast can be difficult, or it can be easy. It can be easy as going to Anchor FM and just start recording your thoughts. You can hire a team, pay a couple $1,000s a month, have a really highly produced podcast. You can go somewhere in the middle like me, but I've got a nice mic. I've got a really nice camera. I didn't start with either of those. I started doing webinars. I did webinar interviews. Actually, that's not on the list today because, it's not a big strategy that I use right now. But I did that, and I started with a bunch of audio, and I had some virtual assistants produce it. So right now my virtual assistant produces the podcast, but you may not have a VA, but you can certainly hire someone. But podcasts are great. They really build expertise. And you just call it the Aaron LeBauer Show. Deep Thoughts with Aaron LeBauer. That might be the next name of this show. It's like Deep Thoughts with Aaron LeBauer. Something like that. Okay, Facebook group. A Facebook group probably should have gone in front of podcasts, because it's easier to just go start one right now. You can't use the word Cash PT because I have the trademark of it, but you can go build a page like 50-year-old, cash practice owners. I don't know. Get 10 people in there. I'm just joking. I'm 49. But I wouldn't join that group because I'm not 50. But you could go create a group. It's like fit over 50, fit over 40. Those are trademark terms, but those are some great names. It's like it tells you who it's for and what you're going to do as the name of the group. You start a Facebook group. Connect it to group leads. I do have an affiliate link for group leads. If you want to get a deal, go to LeBauerConsulting.com/group leads. It's going to cost you $100. But what it's going to do is everyone that joins is going to answer some questions. They're going to get zapped over into your PT email engine account, and then you can email them a follow-up, and now that group is a lead magnet. Just put a nice juicy training inside, and you're good to go, and people want to join. It's got to have a name, and you drop some content in there. You can reshare your content you've already created, etc. Facebook group. Okay, get interviewed. You can get interviewed by other people. I mean, you can pay for interviews. You could interview someone on your YouTube channel, and they'll likely interview you on their podcast or channel or magazine. Get some interviews and be like, hey, I'm interviewed. You can go to my website and see I got article in Entrepreneur magazine, Forbes. There was something else, Yahoo Finance. Go get interviewed. Sometimes those are pay to play, and you pay a fee. You can belong to a club or society that gets your articles published, or, et cetera. Some of the best interviews I got were free, and they drove the most clients, like the newspaper in town. Like the newspaper did a career spotlight, and then they did one month they did a business spotlight. And in my first year in business, I did both of those like 3-4 months apart, and I got 7 or 8 new clients from each one. All right, interviewed. All right, here you go. Website. Okay, website. Website is towards the bottom because it's harder to build. Most people go, oh, my website's not done, and you never get done with it. But you already got the URL. Just throw up one page, who you are, who you help, where you've been published. Here's my link to my thing. Here's, if you want more information, click this link to, get on a call with me. Easy website. Don't think too hard about a website. Start with a one-page website. You could spend a lot of money on a website. You spend a lot of time on one. It's just important to get one going. One of the quickest ways to get a website up is ClickFunnels. I mean, it's easy, and it's gonna. If you want to sell products and make money, you're gonna use ClickFunnels. If you want a one-page website, you're gonna have to go message me for the link, and I'll send you a link. It's a 2-week free trial. You get a one-page website. You probably won't take me up on that offer anyway, so I'm not even gonna worry about sharing the link and whatever. But I can give you a one-page website. You just gotta fill in the blanks, and it's got a lead magnet. It's got a page to book a call. I mean, it's all that stuff, and you could do that. Easy. But you probably won't do any of these things. You'll try to do all of them and get overwhelmed and be like, oh, this doesn't work. So I'm saying choose one and go all in on it. The next one I have on here is get published. And I'm thinking like I probably should have reordered it, but you know what? Speed wins. And I didn't sit and think about this podcast for 5 days before I started recording. I jotted down my notes in 5 to 10 minutes and now I'm recording it. So it's a little out of order, but you can get published. Okay. And I think it was at the end because it was in my brain next to the next one. Get published. What does that mean? Well, you can get published in a magazine like Private Practice section, but if you talk anything about how how physician referrals are important, or if you talk about anything like physician referrals aren't important, we should be marketing direct to patients, they might not publish your article. So I had an article I was asked to write. Hey, can you get this out to us? Yeah, great. Oh, we go to print in 2 weeks. Can you get it out to me soon? And in 24 hours, I wrote an article, maybe less than 2 days. I got it to them, and then 6 months later, I was like, hey, what happened? My article never got published. Oh, well, they didn't like the way your tone about how you don't need to market to physicians and how that's outdated. And I was like, really? Anyways, I've been in there a couple other times. I know that the people change every year, but that was ridiculous. But you can get published. So how do you go get published? Go to, it used to be like Easy Articles used to be one, but I think Medium, you can get an account and publish your podcasts, blog posts, whatever. You can just rewrite them as an article and publish them there on Medium. Easy Articles was one place. There was another place called Hub something. I can't remember. I think that one's gone. But you could just go find places where you can publish free content. You just can take the videos you've made or content you made, transcribe it on temi.com, T-E-M-I, transcribe it and use it to write an article or speak into Google Docs or have your VA do it. Say, hey, take this video, publish it in an article on Medium. So you can go to Medium and look up Aaron LeBauer and you'll find some of me there. Because I've done that. Get published. You can get published in a print magazine, a newspaper, online. You can do it yourself. You can try to go like high quality, but no one will really care. It's just about saying, hey, this is like I'm everywhere strategy. I'm published like I'm an expert. There's a personal brand, And at the end of all these things, it's where do they go find you? At aaronlebauer.com. All right, the last one here, probably the one that's going to take the longest and stump the most people. And most people are going to do it wrong, is write and publish a book. And I should do a whole podcast, and I will eventually do a whole podcast on this. I've done some deep trainings on this. I've done it myself. I've written a book, published a book, and I've sold thousands of copies, and I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with my book. Most people are going to get stuck on writing a book. They're like, I don't have anything to write about. Most people are going to get stuck on, oh, great, I've got a book written, and then they never publish it. Because it costs too much money, or they don't want to put it in the world. And then you can get it on Amazon and you can publish it to Amazon and you try to sell it and you're like, okay, all that time, effort, and money, I'm making like $2 a book. They're not doing it the right way. There's a right way to do it. That's what I did. That's what I'm doing with Brandon Smith right now is he's written the book, we've published it, and now we're going to sell it. And we're going to use it to leverage his personal brand and his coaching products and services. And I've done this with other people. And but you do that and it's like buy Aaron LeBauer. So one, this is social proof. One, this is saying, hey, there's Aaron has a book. But it's not just I have a book on Amazon. I have a book that I think you've read. It's helpful. It's got valuable content in there, but it's allowed me to leverage so many things. The book has been one of the biggest things. So, like I worked with Bedros Keuilian for the last 4 years. One of the things we did in my first year, at the end of my first year working together, he was like, all right, now we're going to write a book and we're going to get it out there and do it the right way. And man, that thing has been pivotal for me in building my personal brand. And Jake, who's my Facebook ads buyer, I got to go. We're on a call last night talking about writing our next book. And so we're stoked to do that. And we were actually talking about personal branding. How do we write a book on that? And that's why I decided to make this podcast and record this today so we can use this for that book. I don't know. So we'll see. We may not get past idea stage, but I thought this would be helpful for you. So if you haven't started yet, or you haven't done any of these things, and there's more than 3, just pick one and get started. If you want a copy of my book, go to cashptblueprintbook.com. It's free, pay for shipping. But, or you can just go there and check out the page. And if you want me to help you write and launch and publish a book, message me and let me know what's going on, and I can help you with that. But really, the thing I wanted to say was if you want to level up your career as a physical therapist, and you want to be around A players, winners, people, build your personal brand, make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars online, build and scale a clinic, and move out of state to start another one, or move home and just run multiple locations, then what you need to do is come to PT BizCon. It's in March 2023. I've just launched the website. I don't think it's broken. You could go there right now and get a smoking deal on attending the event. It's ptbizcon.com. That's the one thing I wanted to share with you right now. You can go there. There will be a link below, most likely, ptbizcon.com. We're going to have some amazing speakers. You're going to get a chance to network with hundreds of physical therapists doing the exact same things you are doing. You're going to learn life-changing business mindset, money-making skills, how to spend more time with your family, how to level up your career, how to enjoy being a physical therapist again. So I'll see you there. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace out. Thanks.